All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master, and well, you can't even trust if OEM parts are going to be OEM. Ford Tech Make You Loco posted about Ford branding aftermarket equivalent quality radiators as OEM motorcraft. Well, they don't last like OEM, but they put them in a motorcraft box. Now, this is not a new problem. Many manufacturers have gone to doing this. And the problem is this isn't unique to Ford. Now, it's a new thing for me. I don't use Ford OEM radiators, generally do use aftermarket anyway, so it is what it is on that. But this isn't a new problem or unique. The problem is it's getting worse and worse to really know if you're buying OEM anymore. You know, even WorldPack will label stuff that is definitely not OEM as OEM because they make somebody else's parts. But that's neither here nor there. But when a manufacturer like Ford is devaluing their parts brand like that, it's just a horrible idea. It's just a bad thing for the industry. Even shop owners should be very upset about this. For instance, if they're selling their customers, we're putting an OEM motorcraft radiator in this car, and it's not really a radiator that's of OEM quality, it's going to fail prematurely and, well, cause trust issues with you and the customer. It's just bad. And now keep in mind, you know, there's always been stuff you needed to learn. Like, for instance, you know, there's always been stuff like that out there that parts people needed to learn. Like if you wanted a actual brand new alternator or starter from Motorcraft, don't get a alternator or starter that has RM on the end of it. That is a remanufactured part. That's literally what RM means, reman. Not complaining about Ford reman parts because they're generally pretty good. But if you didn't know that and you were saying it's a new Ford, etc., you're lying to your customers. Now, of course, AC Delco introduced the professional line that I can't tell you how many times that was sold as OEM on a GM product when it definitely was not. It never was. They didn't even advertise it as GM OEM. It was always AC Delco's aftermarket line. But I can tell you 90% of the remanufactured stuff was sold as, oh, this is genuine GM. Now, a lot of times it was sold like that because service advisors simply didn't know. They saw AC Delco and they sold it as OEM. But we all know AC Delco Professional is just aftermarket parts, and they make them for all makes and all models, and it sucks. It's a bad idea. It was a bad idea back then when they did it. This is a problem within our industry, you know, pushing for OEM parts, and you can't even rely on good OEM parts because they just destroy the line that they create by putting out substandard products as service parts. GM and AC Delco. Try buying an original equipment brake pad set for any vehicle. If they can find the listing, it's going to be extremely expensive and probably not readily available. The actual pad that came on the car. No, you buy OES brake pads. Original equipment service. So even when you do stuff like that, you're not really even putting OEM pads on there. You're putting, well, service pads on. Convoluting the industry even more. And I think it's a huge problem. And it's the only way shops can really affect this is to learn everything about OEM parts, to know that Ford has another line of radiators that are rebranded aftermarket junk. You have to know that AC Delco Professional is not actual AC Delco. You have to know all this stuff, and it makes it incredibly hard to price parts even when you go to the dealer, because just because you get it from the dealer doesn't even mean you're going to get OEM parts. In reality, I've gotten AC Delco Professional from the dealer. Not going to lie. Even they can't guarantee you're going to get OEM even when you buy it from the dealer. Because if you didn't, it used to be if you bought it from the dealer, it was the actual dealer part. Now, it's questionable whether or not you actually get OEM at all. So, I know this was kind of ranty, but as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.